Hi, and may you be in a good state of health. Today we would like to present our findings for cultural mapping at Kairouan. Kairouan is located in the center-west of Tunisia in a plain at an almost equal distance from the sea and the mountain. It is about 160 kilometers south of the capital city of Tunis. Cultural mapping consists of 8 cultural elements which are UNESCO, cultural heritage, art and craft, food, religious, festival, accommodation and residential. The Medina of Kairouan is an old town which contains the oldest history of Kairouan, including the Great Mosque of Kairouan and Mosque of Three Doors. The Medina is surrounded by a 3.5-kilometer-long circuit of brick walls reinforced by numerous towers. First cultural element is UNESCO. Medina of Kairouan is enlisted under 5th UNESCO criteria, which is an example of a traditional human settlement and human interaction with the environment. The Medina of Kairouan is an old town which contains the oldest history of Kairouan, including the Great Mosque of Kairouan, Mosque of Three Doors and walls and gates. Other significant features in the town include the small squares near the Babs and the covered souk quarter. The Great Mosque of Kairouan fulfills 4 UNESCO criteria. Criteria 1 represents a creative masterpiece, Criteria 2 exhibit an interchange of human values on developments of monumental arts, Criteria 3 is an evidence of a civilization, and Criteria 4 it is associated with belief system. It is also known as the Mosque of Uqba. It is the early example of a hypostyle mosque which reflects Eastern Islamic arts and motifs incorporated in architecture of Islamic North Africa. Next is Mosque of Three Doors. This mosque falls under UNESCO criteria number 2, exhibit an interchange of human values on developments of monumental arts, and third criteria, evidence of a civilization. It has the oldest sculpted and decorated facade in Islamic art. The mosque is characterized by the central structure. Consisted of 3 doors and horseshoe arches. Walls and gates in Kairouan is an example of a traditional human settlement and human interaction with the environment. Medina of Kairouan protected by city walls and gates that built by Husainids in the early 18th century. The other gates is Bab al-Sahada, Bab al-Nasr and Bab al-Jami. Next is cultural heritage. Old Town of Kairouan is a place for embroidery, fabric and cloth dealers, papers manufacturer, tanners, dryers, tamers, sewers, a poultry market and date markets. The Medina of Kairouan is entered through the main gate, lined with souvenir and carpet shops, leads directly to the Tunis Gate, the only original still existing gate of the old city wall. Whole busloads of tourists create a carnival atmosphere in the main streets of the Kairouan Medina, but it is also worth exploring the small alleys and hidden shops of the Medina. The other cultural heritage that can be found are Morabada Mosque, Al-Ghazali Mosque and Zaytuna Mosque. Medina of Kairouan, also called a city of 300 mosques. As the first Islamic city in Africa, the rulers tried to consolidate the new faith as well as possible and built large and small mosques, some of them splendidly decorated, but all of their facades with quotations from the Quran. Tunisia has a rich tradition of weaving rugs. The story goes that in the 19th century, the daughter of the Ottoman governor was the first person in Kairouan to weave a carpet using wool to give to one of the city's mosques. The tradition continued, making Kairouan the capital of carpets in Tunisia. The city of Kairouan is renowned for the craftsmanship. Main branches of copper crafts are boiler making, brassware, tinning and the use of red metal in the manufacture of jewelry. Macroud, traditional food, has its origins in Tunisia, but it can also be found in neighboring countries such as Algeria and Libya. For food, Medina of Kairouan is famous for macroud, a traditional sweet pastry. The macroud contains different varieties of bread. The honey donut are only revealing examples of the richness of this Kairouan cuisine. Macroud pastry filled with date paste and soaked in honey or sugar syrup. It is a pastry made for the holidays. The Medina is also filled with cafes, bakeries and pastry shops. For art and craft, the city of Kairouan is renowned for the craftsmanship of copper and for the know-how of its craftsmen, whose emulation has contributed to the revitalization of creativity in order to meet the requirements of modernity, while respecting the authenticity of the heritage. Many traditional souks at the city are specialized by branch of activity: wool souk, weavers, leather, carvers, carpet souk where rugs are still sold at auction. The most developed craft activity is the carpet. It employs an essentially female workforce. Kairouan carpets are famous all over the world. Tunisia is an almost entirely Muslim country, with 99% of the population practicing the religion. It is the official religion of the country. There are also small populations of Christians, Jews, and Baha'i, a religion from Egypt. Mawlid is celebrated by all major denominations of Islam, including Sunnis, to honor the Prophet Muhammad's legacy with festivities and songs. It is some of the largest ceremonies in Tunisia, drawing about 1 million visitors from around the country. For religious, Medina of Kairouan is dominated by the Muslim. There are significant mosques that can be found in the Medina. Among them are the Great Mosque of Kairouan, Amorabada Mosque, Al-Ghazali Mosque, Sidi El Ansari Mosque and Zayatuna Mosque. The locals there celebrated the Mawlid festival annually based on Islamic calendar. The city hosts each year the official ceremony of Mawlid, anniversary of the birth of the Prophet, which is held at the Great Mosque and at the Mausoleum of Sidi Sahib, companion of the Prophet. On this occasion, the city drains a considerable crowd of Tunisian and foreign visitors. Kairouan's Medina feels like it ebbs and flows to a different rhythm to modern Tunisia. Long protected by its monumental walls and gates, most of it is given over to quiet residential streets that have changed little over the centuries, with modest houses sporting arches and shutters painted in bright blues and greens. Particularly atmospheric pockets include the small squares near the gates and the covered souk quarter just north of the main north-south pedestrian thoroughfare. The town becomes eerily deserted during Friday afternoon prayers. Sundays and evenings are also very quiet. For the residential, the city's population exceeds 150,000 and consists of the Medina, surrounded with the historical buildings and modern quarters which combine the administrative service seat of the governorate, municipality, banks, hotels and shopping center. Apart from that, the Medina also consists of accommodation such as Manama Hotel, Splendid Hotel, Darlani Hotel, Dar Hasina Alani Hotel, Sapra Hotel and La Casbah Hotel. After gathering the information, we come out with a composite map which focuses on the stretch of attraction that can be seen inside the Medina of Kairouan. What is considered as a high stretch of attraction is the place that consists of heritage elements such as monuments that are gazetted under UNESCO, art and craft, traditional cuisine, souk and commercial areas that are much more attractive and active. Medium stretch is the area which is equipped with user needs such as restaurants, administration area and accommodation area. Low stretch attraction is a semi-private area which is mostly utilized by the locals for construction area, dump area, residential area and lacks facilities and accessibility for users. From the observation, Medina of Kairouan is a point of attraction for traditional heritages as it consists of UNESCO heritages and the souk which become the heart of the Medina for artisanal activities, especially the carpets and copper production. The city planning can be considered as a well strategic between the buildings and users' accessibility as the roads is well connected around the city. The souk is well equipped with facilities which located in the middle of the residential area that makes the area easier for users to access. The well safety planning of the city has reversed the main function of the walls and gates. It has become one of tourist attraction to the Medina of Kairouan for its architectural influences. That's all from our group regarding cultural mapping Medina of Kairouan. Thank you.